These children you see now were literally raised by animals. In the darkest corners of our world, extraordinary stories unfold when human babies find themselves in the care of wild creatures. What happens when the nurturing instinct of animals extends to human offspring? Are these macabre stories or just unusual cases? The answer is up to you. Today, you will meet humans, or more precisely, children who were literally raised by animals. So, join us and let's go. Number 16. Cambodia's Jungle Girl Identity Mystery. The dense jungles of Cambodia concealed an extraordinary case of mistaken identity involving a woman believed to have survived as a feral child. In 2007, villagers discovered a mud-covered woman wandering in the wilderness, unable to communicate through language. A Cambodian family quickly identified her as their daughter, Rochom Pingyeng, who had disappeared at age 8 in 1989 while herding water buffalo, seemingly concluding an 18-year mystery of survival in Cambodia's untamed wilderness. Dubbed the Jungle Girl by media, her behavior reinforced the feral child narrative. She rejected clothing, struggled with basic human interactions, and repeatedly attempted to return to the jungle. Her inability to communicate verbally further supported the assumption of long-term isolation from human society. Number 15. Dina Sanichar. The 19th century witnessed a case that would later inspire Rudyard Kipling's famous character Mowgli. In February 1867, hunters exploring caves in Uttar Pradesh, India, made an astonishing discovery. A young boy living among wolves. The child, later named Dina Sanichar, had spent his formative years fully integrated into wolf society, developing behaviors and physical adaptations that mirrored his adoptive pack. Brought to the nearby Sikandra Mission Orphanage, missionaries faced the monumental task of reintroducing human behaviors to someone who identified completely as a wolf. Unlike Disney's romanticized portrayal, Dina's reintegration proved profoundly challenging. His movements remained exclusively on all fours, with attempts at upright walking proving nearly impossible. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day, but to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video, so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel, so leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go. Number 14. The Leopard's Child. In 1912, India became the backdrop for one of history's most astonishing human-animal bonds. A mere toddler, just 2 years old, was snatched away by leopards in a rural Indian village. For 3 years, the child vanished into the wilderness, presumed dead by his devastated family. Fate intervened when a hunter tracked and killed the leopardess, making a shocking discovery among her 3 cubs. The missing boy, now 5 years old and thoroughly transformed by his wilderness experience. Upon his return to human society, the boy's transformation was evident in every movement. He navigated the world on all fours with remarkable speed, matching pace with running adults. Number 13. Marina Chapman. Deep in the Colombian jungle. Unfolded one of the most extraordinary accounts of cross-species nurturing when Marina Chapman spent her formative childhood years integrated into a community of capuchin monkeys. Unlike many feral children discovered in severely compromised conditions, Marina's monkey family equipped her with sophisticated survival skills that would later help her navigate human society. Under the tutelage of her simian companions, Marina mastered jungle survival, gathering berries and roots, collecting bananas discarded by the monkeys, seeking shelter in hollow trees, and traveling efficiently on all fours across the challenging terrain. She formed particularly close bonds with the younger monkeys, carefully studying their behavior and adopting their techniques for climbing trees, finding food, and maintaining hygiene through grooming behaviors. Number 12. Oksana Malaya. In one of the most well-documented modern cases of a feral child, Oksana Malaya survived for 6 years living with dogs in Ukraine after being abandoned by her alcoholic parents at age 3. Found in 1991, the 8-year-old girl had adapted completely to canine life in the backyard kennel that became her home after her parents locked her out of their house in a small Ukrainian village. Oksana's behavior reflected her canine socialization in every aspect. She ran on all fours with remarkable speed, panted with her tongue out when overheated, bared her teeth when threatened, and preferred eating directly from the floor by putting her face into food rather than using hands. Number 11. Hungary's Fish Boy Mystery. The shores of Hungary's Kopar region became the stage for one of Europe's most enigmatic feral child cases, when in 1749, two fishermen stumbled upon an unusual discovery. They found a boy, estimated between 8 and 10 years old, who, despite his human form, moved and behaved like a creature of the water. The locals named him Hani Istok, derived from the Hungarian word for Marcaria, reflecting his mysterious origins. Under the care of a local estate steward, Hani's true nature revealed itself. Initially surviving exclusively on grass, hay, and straw, he displayed an instinctive fear of humans and would immediately seek refuge in water when threatened. His aquatic abilities defied normal human capabilities. He could swim with extraordinary skill and catch fish underwater with his bare hands, showing greater comfort beneath the waves than on dry land. Number 10. Shamdeo, the wolf child of India. The dense forests of Uttar Pradesh, India, revealed one of the most documented cases of a feral child in 1972, when forest officials discovered a 4-year-old boy playing with wolf cubs. The child, later named Sham Deo, had apparently been integrated into a wolf pack, surviving in the vast ravines along Indian rivers where wolf populations thrive. With bears and baboons absent from this ecosystem, experts concluded that wolves had indeed raised this human child as one of their own. Physical evidence of his feral upbringing was unmistakable. His skin had darkened from constant exposure, his teeth had sharpened resembling fangs, his nails had grown into claw-like extensions, and his hair was wildly tangled. His palms, elbows, and knees had developed thick calluses from moving on all fours across rough terrain. His diet reflected his wild upbringing. He hunted chickens, consumed soil, and drank blood for sustenance. Number 9. Ivan Mishukov. The collapse of the Soviet Union created economic conditions that pushed 4-year-old Ivan Mishukov onto the streets of Moscow in 1996. Rather than succumbing to the dangers of homelessness, Ivan formed an extraordinary alliance with the city's stray dogs. Over the next 2 years, he didn't merely survive alongside the animals. He rose to become the alpha leader of a pack of street dogs that protected and provided for him. Ivan's success in the canine world stemmed from a simple strategy. He shared food with the strays, offering them bread and other scraps he begged from Moscow residents. In return, the dogs provided him with warmth, protection, and companionship. His integration into canine society became so complete that police required several attempts to separate him from his pack, as the dogs fiercely defended their human leader from capture. Number 8. Saturday Methane. The dense forests of South Africa concealed a remarkable story of cross-species adoption when Saturday Methane was discovered after living with vervet monkeys for approximately 5 years. Abandoned as a toddler, Saturday found unlikely guardians in a troop of monkeys that accepted him into their society and taught him survival skills essential for forest life. When discovered by hunters, Saturday displayed behaviors that clearly reflected his monkey upbringing. He moved through trees with exceptional skill, communicated through a series of gestures and calls recognizable to his monkey family, and showed advanced abilities in locating hidden water sources that proved invaluable to his survival. His diet consisted primarily of fruits, nuts, and insects, standard monkey fare that had sustained him through his developmental years. Number 7. Boy-raised grizzly bear. Among the most remarkable accounts of interspecies adoption is the story of a boy seized by grizzly bears shortly after birth. Unlike many feral children who struggle with basic human skills upon reintegration, this child received surprisingly comprehensive training from his bear surrogate. Under Mama Bear's guidance, he learned fundamental survival skills adapted to forest life, from proper hygiene techniques using tree resources to sophisticated fishing methods that ensured regular nutrition. Mama Bear's protective instincts extended fully to her human cub. She maintained constant vigilance, shielding him from the numerous wolf packs that regularly threatened the periphery of their territory. Number 6. Sujit Kumar. The extraordinary case of Sujit Kumar stands apart in the annals of feral children, not because he was raised by wild animals in forests or jungles, but because his isolation transformed him into a mimic of the domestic animals surrounding him. At 32 years old, caregivers still refer to him as the boy, due to his developmental challenges after being raised effectively as a chicken in Fiji. Welfare officers discovered Sujit in horrifying circumstances, tied to his bed in a nursing home where he had been restrained for approximately 20 years after being found abandoned on a road. Through careful investigation by Elizabeth Clayton, who became instrumental in his rescue, the tragic details emerged. Sujit's grandfather had confined the 6-year-old boy to a chicken coop following his mother's suicide and his father's murder, where he endured years of isolation with only chickens for companionship. Number 5. Sasha T. The boy among goats. In one of the most disturbing modern cases of neglect, social workers discovered 2-year-old Sasha T. living among goats in squalid conditions. Unlike wilderness cases where children are adopted by animals, Sasha's story reveals the darker reality of parental abandonment and the remarkable adaptive capacity of children in deplorable circumstances. Social worker Irina Bova described the horrifying scene upon their arrival. Sasha, alone in a frigid room, completely naked and vulnerable, surrounded by filth and neglect. His mother had confined him to a single room without any human interaction or teaching. In the absence of human modeling. Number 4. Amala and Kamala. The annals of feral children contain few cases as famous or as controversial as that of Amala and Kamala, 2 girls allegedly discovered living with a she-wolf in the wilderness of India. In 1920, a reverend reported encountering an unusual sight, a female wolf with her cubs, 2 of whom possessed distinctly human features beneath their long, tangled hair. These girls, later named Amala and Kamala, were brought to an orphanage in Midnapore, India, where the reverend and his wife worked as missionaries. Their behavior showed profound wolf-like adaptations. They walked exclusively on all fours, with knees and palms calloused from constant use. Their dietary preferences reflected their feral upbringing: raw meat consumed in a crouched position, and liquids lapped up with their tongues rather than sipped. Number 3. John Sabunya. In 1991, a Ugandan woman made a startling discovery while collecting firewood in the jungle. A young boy living among a troop of vervet monkeys. The child, later identified as John Sabunya, had fled into the wilderness at approximately age 3 after witnessing his father murder his mother. In his trauma and isolation, John found acceptance within a monkey community that adopted him into their social structure. Under their tutelage, John acquired remarkable skills adapted to jungle life. He learned to forage for fruits, nuts, and roots alongside his monkey family, developing the ability to identify edible plants and avoid toxic ones. Number 2. The Gazelle Boy of Syria. The desert expanses of Syria became the backdrop for one of history's most graceful feral children, a boy who lived among gazelles until his capture by hunters at approximately age 15. Anthropologist Jean-Claude Auger first spotted the child in 1946, observing with amazement as the boy ran alongside a herd of gazelles at speeds approaching 50 kilometers per hour, matching their extraordinary pace and movements. The boy's physical adaptations to his desert life were remarkable. His legs had developed exceptional strength and agility, allowing him to mimic the running style of the gazelles. His endurance in the harsh desert environment demonstrated physiological adaptations to extreme heat and limited water. Most striking was his diet, completely herbivorous like his gazelle family, consisting of desert vegetation that would typically provide insufficient nutrition for a human child. Number 1. Victor of Aveyron. In post-revolutionary France, a naked boy emerged from the forests of Aveyron in 1797, capturing public imagination and pioneering the scientific study of feral children. Estimated to be around 12 years old, Victor had apparently survived alone in the wilderness for years, developing survival skills that allowed him to endure harsh winters and find sustenance in the forest ecosystem. Victor's behavior upon discovery reflected years without human contact. He could not speak but communicated through grunts and screams. He showed no response to human sounds but reacted immediately to forest noises. Physically, he bore numerous scars suggesting encounters with wild animals. Most tellingly, he moved, primarily on all fours, using a distinctive gait adapted for forest terrain. Now, I want to know from you, which of these stories shocked you the most? Tell me below in the comments. Take advantage now and click on this video that is appearing on the screen because I separated it especially for you. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.